Well, interesting ball game to say the least, with all the stuff that went down. The ending of the game was not the way we wanted it to end. I thought obviously the interception at the end was fantastic. Thought our defense did a good job stopping them right there. Told the guys afterwards, normally when you have as many catastrophic things happen to us, quarterback keeps the ball, which that was obviously not what's supposed to happen. Fumbles and they recover it, run it back for a touchdown. Catastrophic mistake on offense, you give up a fade. Catastrophic mistake on defense, you give up a onside kick. Catastrophic mistake on special teams. And very seldom do you make those down the stretch on three sides of the ball and find a way to win. Okay? We don't win today. We are the winningest team in the Big 12 the last 3.5 years. Just so everybody knows that. Okay, our players know how to win. They know how to. They've done this before. Wasn't pretty. I don't really care. We won the football game. That was our objective. Now we got to get better. We can't make those mistakes down the stretch. We're 11-3 our last 14 ball games. So this football team knows how to win. Okay, so proud of them for doing that. Obviously, a lot of things we got to get corrected. We'll correct them, but I'm proud of this group. And like I said, if they hadn't won that many games, then we probably would have found a way to lose that one today, and we didn't. So proud of those guys for doing that. They know how to win.
Questions?
Coach, the rushing attack was a big thing for you guys today. Can you talk about the way you guys ran the football?
Yeah. We said coming into the game, whichever team ran the ball the best was gonna win the football game, and we did. We ran it great. Kevorian had over 100 yards. Trent had 75. Thought we did a really good job up front. We've been hard on our offensive line because we haven't performed to our capabilities, but I thought those guys played outstanding today. Would have had another big gain on run play. Got a holding penalty that I thought was pretty ticky-tack call. But overall, I thought our offensive line played exceptionally well. We made some silly mistakes at the end of the game. We got a personal foul right there that was inexcusable. So those are things we got to get fixed. But again, these guys know how to win. They're 11-3 the last 14 games. So they know how to win.
Defensively, Michael Trick's been a big part of their offense. He really wasn't today. Was there anything specific you guys did against him?
Yeah, that's kind of what they want to do is get the ball to him. And so that was something coming in that we wanted to show him different looks, try to confuse him. I think the quarterback is really good and really operates well when he's got a clear view of what's going on. And so, I think we showed different looks. We tried to mix coverage. We tried to do different things, to kind of keep him from getting too settled in. He's a really good player. He's hard to tackle. He's big. He's strong. He's athletic. For the most part, we got him on the ground after they tackled him. And that's been a challenge for people at times this season. So, was really proud of the way we defended. I thought our defense was outstanding most of the game. Again, the ending wasn't great, but I thought, we played really, really good defense. We played smart. We had a couple of penalties that hurt us. Scored a touchdown. Got a pass interference call early. Had them stopped another time that we got an unsportsmanlike conduct call, which again I thought was pretty ticky-tack call. But we can't let it happen. Shouldn't happen. Can't happen. But that was that. But I thought our defense was outstanding. Like I said, at the end of the game, they made a play. I mean, we needed somebody to step up and make a play. I've seen enough football games in my life to know when the avalanche starts, sometimes that you can't stop it, and they got it stopped. We got it stopped on defense, and was really proud of those guys.
Can you talk about Devin Beal again? 4 QB eggs had a teacher.
Yeah. Devin's just playing really good. I mean, he plays hard. He's just incredibly accountable. Love the way he plays. Just a tough guy. Does anything he can to help our football team. He does a good job. The guy drops in coverage sometimes and does a nice job of doing that. But I thought he really did a good job affecting the quarterback today. And that was a big thing coming in. We had to affect the quarterback. This was, obviously one of the best passing teams in college football. And we couldn't just let him stand back there and have a clean pocket and not try to move him and affect him. And I thought most of the night we did a good job of doing that. Most of the afternoon that turned into night.
Jamel was voted a midseason All-American by the AP. Had another pick, 7 tackles today. What can you say about that?
Yeah, that was a heck of a pick. I mean, all the stuff added up. I think we ended up getting 4 turnovers. Is that right? I can't remember much of the first half. It was so long ago. But I think it was 4 turnovers, and they were all critical. They're all important. We were getting ready to have a turnover-free game, and then we had a kind of an inexcusable thing happen to us. But he's playing really well. I mean, he's playing with a lot of confidence. He's obviously when the ball's in the air, he has a lot of confidence that he's going to be able to go get it and tackle it. And like I said, really proud of him.
Coach, Baylor's a good football team. What kind of confidence is this guy? Does this give you guys?
Well, I think it shows. I mean, that we played really, really good until about the last couple of minutes of the game. And we had to overcome some weather delays. Our guys did a tremendous job, showed a lot of maturity. We talked to him last night. I talked to him. I said, look, there's probably going to be some delays in this game, and we're going to need to be able to handle it the right way, and we're going to have to really stay focused. And the guys did exactly what we asked them to do. I think we ended up having 3 delays 3 different times, and one time went out and never got to play, and it was just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And was really proud of the way they handled it. We should gain a lot of confidence from this. Like I told them, I'm disappointed the way we unraveled at the end, but I thought we played really, really good. I thought we ran the ball good. I thought we threw and caught it fairly well. We dropped some passes early in the game that hurt us. I thought we played probably the best defensive game we played until the end. But I was really impressed of the way our guys played, the way they prepared. We should glean a lot of confidence from this, but we also, as I said earlier, got to learn how to finish a football game because we almost gave it away.
Considering how last year's game went, just how satisfying was to see the defense holding 3 yards per carry?
Yeah, big time. I mean, I think that was the thing last year. We rolled out of that game last year, and the takeaway was they were more physical than we were. And that was the takeaway. And so, we needed to turn the tables. And I think it's pretty clear we were the more physical team today. And we needed to be. And I'm really proud of our guys for turning into that because that's what they need to do.
This offense showed some resiliency. Right when Baylor makes it 28-21, you guys rattle off a 65-yard touchdown run by Trent.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, I think, you know how it is. Football is such a game of momentum. And it felt like we had momentum most of the game. And all of a sudden they get back in it. And we needed to be able to run the football. And that was the thing coming out is we just said, look, we got to stay with the run. We got to keep running it. We got to be, productive in the run game. And we got to stay ahead of the chains. And we were able to do it most of the night. And so, again, kudos to our offensive line. Thought the guys played really hard, played really physical. Thought our backs ran hard. Thought we blocked on the perimeter. Trent's long run happened because Eric McAllister got a block. And so, all those things go together. And just really proud of the resilience of those guys. And we played so well off of each other. The defense got a turnover, offense scored. It was one of those things that we haven't done that in a while as a football team, and we did it really well today, as I said, until the end.
I feel like y'all have come close to your potential this year.
Not yet. I mean, I think you probably saw glimpses of it today. You know what I'm saying? But right now we're still just we do some things sometimes that I'm just like, and I'm telling you, there's nobody that spends more time or effort or has more conversations or shows more tape than we do when it comes to end of game situations. I mean, it's to have the things happen to us that happened to us tonight with the amount of time and effort and the way our guys executed, it's kind of hard to imagine. But like I said, we overcame it. Made a play down the stretch when we needed to. And that happens because the guys played incredibly hard and they put it behind them. And like I said, when 3 catastrophic plays on 3 different sides of the ball and you survive and beat a good football team, that's a heck of a win.
Kevorian became the 4th tight end to score a touchdown for y'all this year.
Yeah.
We've talked about that room a lot.
Yeah, it's a good room. Yeah, I'm glad to see Kevorian back. Kevorian back. He's kind of been waiting for him. You know what I'm saying? He's been a little bit banged up and we had a kind of a special play for him where we could get him isolated and try to get him in the back of the end zone and throw a jump ball. And Josh threw the perfect pass. I mean, it was the perfect pass, and he did a great job making a play. And so I was really glad to see him get out there and play. I think that room's got a lot of depth. They're all different. They all bring different things to the table. I thought they blocked incredibly well. I thought Chase Curtis blocked, DJ blocked, Lafayette blocked, Kevorian blocked. It was good. Proud of those guys.
When they kind of going into the like running more 12 personnel.
Yeah, we wanted to get into some 12 and just see how they were going to play it. And they played a lot of two safeties versus 12 and gave us some good numbers in the run game. And I think that was a big part of the reason we're able to run the ball so successfully and I think those guys brought a physicality to it. And we got the ball on the edge some tonight and this afternoon, and we did it. We did it because we sealed that edge, and those guys I thought did a good job.
Could you talk about the job on Trey most of the game?
Yeah. I thought we handled it well. I mean, he's a good player, and the big thing with him is just not giving up the big ones, the big shots. So proud of our guys for not doing that.
When you have a delay or delays as long as you did today, is there anything specific you're trying to get done? Or
Well, the big thing is just trying to get the guys to, it depends on how long it's going to be. The first one, we really wanted to come in and relax and try to, because that was going to be, we felt like the most lengthy delay. And so the guys came in, they relaxed. We talked to them. We made our adjustments. Had a chance to kind of sit down and talk about, okay, what do we want to do from here? What are we seeing? Had a chance to look at the iPads that aren't iPads, the Surfaces, I guess is what they're called, and looked at those and we're able to talk through a lot of the stuff on those. And it was good. It was a good time for us to kind of sit down and say, okay, what do we want to do and how do we want to do it? Obviously, the touchdown coming out of the third delay I thought was critical. When Kevorian scored on that touchdown, that was big. It was a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and we needed to get it in the end zone there, and that was big. And loved the way our guys came out of the locker room. But they're all a little different. The second and third one were shorter, so we tried to kind of keep them a little more activated when they went in there. But the big thing, and to credit to our players, is they went in the locker room. They relaxed, they focused, they were coachable. There weren't guys messing around. They showed a ton of maturity. Just really proud of them.
I love talking. What have you kind of been seeing from them as tinker?
Yeah, I think we're just getting better. I mean, I think Quentin's settling in at right tackle. Our offensive line was really banged up. Wasn't sure if Cole was going to play. Deary, he didn't practice much this week. Cade Bennett gave it a go for a while. We were pretty banged up inside coming in. I mean, like really banged up. So proud of those guys for fighting through it. Remington, I thought, did some great things today. Carson Bruno, I thought, played well. I mean, I was happy to see those guys, be productive. We needed them to be. And Ben, I think did some really good things. We'll look at the tape and see, but I thought both the tackles played well. The pass protection overall was good. Very few times, was Josh hit or pressured. And so I thought we did some good things from a protection standpoint.
anything else?
Okay, thank you guys.
Questions for Caleb Elarms-Orr and Paul Oyewale?
Okay, 16 tackles for you tonight. I'm gonna assume it's a career high. But I guess what we've seen out there, what was working for you today?
It's just another game. Just got to keep getting better, trusting in the calls, and it's just another game, honestly.
For both of you, this is an offense that came into today really kind of rolling. What was the game plan to slow the passing game down, and specifically when you focus on a guy like number one, what goes into stopping a guy like that?
It's a group effort. Secondary linebackers got to get great drops. We knew that they passed the ball a lot. Throwing it, 40, 50 times a game, and then up front, getting good rushes, forcing him to be uncomfortable, getting him out the pocket, and getting hands on guys when, the quarterback escapes the pocket as well.
Paul, you didn't get to play in the game last year, but tonight you guys held them to 3 yards per carry. How much emphasis did you guys put into stopping the run tonight?
I mean, all summer it's always been run the ball, stop the run. So we always have an emphasis on stopping the run every game. And today I feel like we executed the way we wanted to. And really we're going to keep trying to execute that going forward.
Paul, how much of it is a challenge is it as a player to go through the rain delays and the constant starting and stopping you guys dealt with today?
I wouldn't say it's as much of a challenge when you're anticipating it. Like Kaz always tells us, there's something that's going to go wrong every time. So it's just knowing that, okay, this time this is what's going on. And then we just go in the locker room, act like professionals, rest when we're supposed to rest, and then get active when we're supposed to get active. So it wasn't too much of a bother, especially when everybody, like the staff, has a plan for us. So
What was
Just
the,
the pressure that you guys want to give the quarterback. Devin Jones led you guys to 4 QB today, had a big turnover in the first half. What did you guys see out of him today?
I mean, that's just the kind of guy Devin is. Devin is a playmaker at the end of the day. So it's like when he does stuff like that, I expect that from him, but it's also part of the game plan. So whenever, like, if we go out there and execute, somebody's going to make a play, and today it was him, and he did a good job.
Just for both you guys, crazy sequence to end the game. They get a touchdown, get the onside. What was kind of the message as you guys as a defense to make sure y'all could get a stop? And of course, Namby gets the big interception. What were y'all talking about?
Just one play at a time. You know, we just gotta keep it going. We already had 2 picks at that point, you know, in that same quarter. So, I mean, kind of just same thing. Just take it one thing at a time, win your one-on-one, and do your job.
How good does this one feel coming off of the game last week, just to get back in the win column and gain some momentum?
I felt like it was a good win. Like, we're always happy to win because in this league it's very hard to win out here. But I'd say like we could have finished that a lot better. And going forward, that's something we're going to emphasize. But at the end of the day, a win is a win, and we're glad to have this win, no matter how we got it.
Anything else? Guys, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
How y'all doing?
Questions for KB and Josh?
if you guys average 5 yards per carry as an O-line despite Ryan being out, despite some guys being banged? What can you say about the way the O-line did despite being a little short-handed?
Those guys are tough. You know, they show up every day and get prepared. So, you know, when next man up is called, everybody's prepared. So it's just a testament to the work that they've put in. So.
Similar question for you, Josh. You stayed pretty clean today behind that line. Just what did you see from them up front?
Yeah, we did a great job up front. You know, in pass protection, running the football, really all around all day. You know, they played a lot of coverage, didn't pressure us much, played a lot of drop 8. So, you know, kind of gave me time to sit back there, and those guys did a great job of letting me have time to, you know, just find guys that were open. So they did a great job all day. You know, our running backs, you know, he played great. Obviously, Trent had the big run, you know. So running backs played great. Offensive line played great. Really just proud of everybody, the way they played.
Offensive line guy, on your touchdown run, that 6-yard run, Kevorian, the offensive line just pushed Baylor into the end zone. Josh, you're kind of behind the play. Can you just talk about the feeling you get when your offensive line is just manhandling the defensive line like that?
It's no better feeling, you know, when you get in there and that just playing smash mouth football, you know. That's what we preach that we want to do, you know. We want to run the ball right at people. And, you know, they've been challenged and they stood up to the challenge and just doing their job, you know. So it's a great feeling.
On that first play out of the lightning delay, when you scored the 14-yard touchdown, at what point did you know that was the play call? Did they wait till you got on the field to make that call? How long did you have to think about that play?
Can't tell you all that, you know. Can't tell you all that. But I knew coming out that I was probably going to get the ball. It was 3rd and 3. You know, they told me on the sideline when we got out there that, you know, we were going to be running this play. And so I just go get the first down. But I told Coach I'm going to score. So that's what happened.
Josh, you reconnected with Jordan quite a bit today. He had a big game. Can you just talk about the way he was getting open and just completing passes to him?
Yeah, he was working those corners over there all day long. I mean, they tried a couple different guys, and he was, you know, they had a tough time keeping up with him. You know, there was a couple plays where they were kind of all over him, grabbing him, you know, and whatever, didn't get called. But he was tearing those guys up. You know, he really was. Did a great job of playing smart, being where he's supposed to be. And then he made a lot of big catches, you know, and so proud of him, the way he bounced back. You know, obviously the last, you know, week or two, you know, he didn't have as many yards as I know he would like to have, or have as much production on our offense as he would like to have. And I was proud of the way he bounced back this week. You know, we really worked hard this week to get on the same page, and really proud of his performance today.
Tight ends, we had Chase Curtis getting snaps, they were blocking, KP got his first touchdown. Just how versatile is this tight end group for you guys?
And our tight ends played unbelievable today. We were in 12 a lot. And the tight ends did a great job blocking all day. They made some big catches. You know, obviously, you know, Pimp down there in the end zone, he's a big target. So We had a good play call off of a play, and coach dialed it up, and we went and executed it. And I tried to put it as high as I can, and he went up and got it. So I looked out there, and the guy that was guarding him was about a foot shorter than he was, and just knew I had to give him a chance, and he made a great play.
Kevorian, you had your success today, but Battle had a 65-yard touchdown run. How nice is it to kind of see everyone in that room kind of having a good day?
It's great, and especially to see Battle do that. That guy deserves it. He's a four-core guy, and he doesn't complain about nothing. He doesn't complain about getting more snaps. He just gets out there and does his job and practicing every other day. So being able to see Trent break one, it's very exciting. I just told him, man, I don't know how you always do, but you always find a way to find a way.
Anything else? All right, guys, thank you.
Thank y'all.